Our Flickr family Hawaiian adventure to the islands of Kauai, Maui, and the Big Island, June 24th to July 12th, 2017. I had not been back to Kauai since I was 16 years old, and I was excited to return with my own family. We went to this lovely beach called Key Beach where we snorkeled, and while we were there, this cute little chicken and her chicks came and nestled around all of our stuff for the afternoon, and the chicks were on our bag and underneath trying to keep cool. And we snorkeled and could see the Nepali coast where we would be the next day on a raft ride. And there we snorkeled with sea turtles and we had dolphins all around, and that was an amazing experience to say the least. We had been to Maui before as a family, and our first stop was to Secret Beach or McKenna Beach or Paco Cove for the sunset, and it was just as magical as we had all remembered. On our first full morning in Maui, we go on the Pride of Maui that takes you out to the Molokini crater with the clear blue waters to snorkel, and then off to McKenna to snorkel at the second spot with sea turtles. We love, love, love that boat. Our next big adventure was the Hana Highway with its 620 curves and 59 bridges, many of them one lane, and it eventually leads you to the Bamboo Forest 4-mile round trip hike that ends with this beautiful Waimuku Falls. One of our most favorite things to do is the Haleakala sunrise. We have to get up at 1:30 in the morning. We drive up to the top of the Haleakala crater, which is 10,000 feet above the clouds, and we watch the sunrise around probably 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. It is spectacular. The National Park Rangers come out and they sing as the sun comes up above the clouds, and it is incredibly beautiful. We tried something new with this trip, a dolphin rafting adventure, and it didn't disappoint. They took us out to snorkel with spinner dolphins, and that we did. In 1985, I had visited a gorgeous black sand beach that was a quarter-mile back, but a couple years later, an eruption had formed a new black sand beach a quarter of a mile into the ocean. It was amazing to visit with my family now, this beautiful new beach that had been formed. From there, we went to Volcano National Park to see the new eruption that's going on. Well, it's not that new, but it was incredible to watch at sunset, knowing that the next day we would be walking the 9-mile hike to the lava flow, where the lava was flowing into the sea, making new land once again. We decided to take the hike from outside the park to avoid the smoke and the plume, and it allowed you to have a little bit better view. It was an incredible experience. There were so many people that were doing it. You can only take this hike from 3 to 9, and many people stayed through sunset. There happened to be a full moon, and it was an incredible experience to see everyone with their flashlights walking back on this gorgeous evening. Our trip was now winding down, and we found ourselves once again in the Hilo area, and we decided to try a more local beach. There we found at the Carl Smith Beach, Stanley and his many honu or turtle friends, where we befriended Ono, and Ono came up and played with us for a while. We then went along 137 to a swing that we loved, and we snorkeled in tide pools where my daughter decided to break into my little snorkel selfie, and we just had the most amazing day. This was definitely the trip that we went off the beaten trail, and I eventually got to go to this one beach I've always wanted to try that was a 1.5 mile lava road to get to, and it didn't disappoint. It had honus and beautiful white sand beaches, and that last night we finally held up our snorkels and said, we did this trip unbelievably well. It was an incredible adventure.